Hello, everyone. How are you this evening? Brandy, say hi.
He didn't say we were going on. What are you doing?
It's 6 o'clock. We start at 6
Okay.
o'clock. What are you doing?
Trying to get stuff pulled up on my phone.
You want me to turn it back off?
No.
Y'all, hold on. Brandy ain't got something pulled up on her phone. Let me get back to y'all.
I can't find my charger to my computer, so I have my phone to go look at the message or live. So just let y'all know. Somebody had a rude comment saying, "Get off your phone and pay attention."
You gotta stop acknowledging that shit. Now they know they're getting to you.
So if I'm looking at my phone, that's what it's for.
Thick skin, man. Calm down. Calm down.
People getting to me lately, y'all.
Brandy's getting stressed out over all this shit that's been going down.
Phew.
But today we're not going to be stressed out.
No.
Today is Summer's Day. It's what I officially call it now, Summer's Day.
Yay! And I'm here on time.
June 15th.
Yeah. I did, especially for summer. I was wanting to be on time for her today. I did it. Right.
Summer, I'm telling you, that's no small feat.
No.
She's never been on time for me.
No.
So you should feel the love on that.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely. Well, I thought what we're going to do, we're going to start off with my video I've been working on with the help of others.
Yes.
We're going to play it, then we'll bring Harsh up and see what Harsh is up to from across the pond. How we do all that shit? Let's start here. There we go. How y'all doing? See it packed. I see Jesse, Harsh, Dope Soul, Single Mom Sandy, Anissa. Packed.
Thank you guys for coming and joining us.
Yeah, thank everybody for being here. See us. I hope this is the right one, man.
You better.
Yeah, that's it. All right, guys, here's my premiere
Video. This is for you, Summer.
This is for you, Summer. Summer, I've pushed off making this video until the very last day to finish it because I have trouble filming my part. I've seen what all the people have said to you, and I want to talk to you too. I want to say I should spend a lot more time talking to you than about you, because deep in my heart I still think you could be out there. And when I think about that, I think about how fast we need to get you back home. And a year feels like it's been way too long. And I want everybody to start thinking about we should be speaking to you also. I want to believe the best, and until there's no hope, there'll always be hope for me. So I want you to know, I dream that you see everybody and all the love people have for you. My dream is for you to get to see that one day.
Summer, today on the 1-year anniversary of your disappearance, we want to honor you and remember you today and pray for justice for you. And you have touched so many hearts, and especially mine. I've come to have a special place in my heart for you, Summer, and I want so much to help you receive the justice you deserve. You have a whole army of people out there who love you, truly love you, and are fighting on your behalf and praying for you every single day. And I hope that wherever you are, you can feel that love. We love you, Summer.
So, it's literally been a year since you went missing, without a trace. On the screen, you will see your picture next to another little girl, and her name is Summer. She's my daughter. And it took 9 months to create her. And within the 3 months afterwards, I guess that was when we completely and utterly fell in love with her. So a year, 1 year to create Summer and to completely fall in love with her. And then we have you and your story over a year to captivate, to completely get into people's hearts and make them feel this connection to you, almost like you are their child. And we are trying to fill in the gaps that you so horribly have. I truly hope that wherever you are, there is no more pain.
It's like nature's cooperating with me now. I keep thinking about the 1 year. The more I've thought about it, the more I'm let down by all the adults, including myself in this case. I feel like we should have some justice for Summer by a year. And we should have found her. I never expected to be at a year. I tell you though, my hope is still strong. I still have hope. You know, I think a lot of people try to go with, well, we know something's happened, but, you know, Summer's not with us. I don't think that way. I can picture little Summer at 6 years old, and her hair's grown down to here. And Summer, when we do find you, I think you're going to be able to have a charmed life. You know, those 6 years you were let down, you're going to have the rest of your life for everybody to make it up to you. And you're going to get to see how many people cared about you and loved you while you were missing. And we're going to find you a great family. I would take you myself, but I feel like there's people that could probably give you a better life than I can, because there's thousands of people that would love to have a little daughter your age that can have them, and that's the people we need to find when we get you back, and hopefully, we can reunite you with your brothers, and regardless, you're a hero to them. In my book, you're already a hero to a lot of people, because I feel like you've brought so much attention to a little girl missing, and woken up people to so many things. I know I've learned like things to look for to help somebody that needs help, and I wouldn't know that if it wasn't for you. So you've taught us all, Summer, and we ain't giving up, and we won't.
Thoughts? What do you guys think?
You did it to me again. I was ready. I think it was good. It was great. Right.
I tell you, man, it gets me every time. After Harsh's part, when I first went to do it, I was like, I'm gonna watch Harsh's part, get an idea of how he's gonna approach it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had my camera set up and everything, and I watched Harsh's part, and I was like, I'll have to film mine later.
I didn't know Harsh's little girl was named Summer. Isn't that crazy? That's neat. I think everybody lose hope. She still could be out there. We gotta have hope.
I have hope.
I do too.
I really do. I still have hope. We have no reason not to have hope.
Yeah. Until we do not have any reason anymore, y'all need to have hope.
We don't have a crime scene. We don't have a body. The crime is she's missing,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to find her. So
Yeah.
that's the way I'm approaching it from here on out. Right?
Yeah. And Dixie, we got your message, but it was a little bit late. John already did the video. I didn't want you to get mad at us. Maybe we'll share it on the next live, okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry, honey, but it took a long time for me to get that. I know it don't look like that much. I wrote the poem too. I thought the poem was good.
Yeah, he wrote it.
So I thought about the situation. I've been working on it a while, ain't I?
Yeah, he never wrote me a poem. It's Summer wrote you a poem. It's pretty good too.
I wrote her a poem. You were on time for her show.
I'd be creeped out if John wrote me a poem like, oh my, what's wrong with you? So,
I like it though.
yeah, it's nice.
I thought everybody did great with their clips, and I thought they fit together good. I was proud of it when it was done. I was nervous about it first. Brandy, hard to get a real good feel for what she thinks.
Oh, that was good.
So I let Jessie look at it, and she told me that she thought it was good. She cried. So she's hateful as they come. If she's crying, it's
Who, me?
Jessie.
Oh.
Well, you too. Both of y'all are pretty cold.
What? Yeah, I am kind of sometimes.
A little bit. Especially since you've been mad for the last week. Hard to be around. Right?
Not mad at y'all.
No.
Mad at drama.
Yeah.
We love y'all. So, not y'all.
Yeah. Well, I don't think nobody thought that.
I know, I'm just saying. They should-
Harsh. Link in 3, 2, 1. And I know by doing that, I'm exposing myself again. This ain't that kind of thing. I like feisty Brandy. She's been feisty lately.
Mhm.
Quite feisty.
This is what y'all all been waiting for. Where is he at?
He's coming, man. Did you pin the link to the top?
No.
Something's pinned to the top. Somebody pin the link so Harsh can grab it. He'll be right here. Takes that signal a while to get across the pond. Right?
I've come a long way. Like as a kid, I wouldn't talk to anybody. I'd be so shy. I've come a long way, y'all.
Try it again. Here it comes again. Harsh. Bam.
You want me to try to pin it or something, Maria?
Somebody pin that link for Harsh. He's having trouble catching it, or he's not seeing it. Maybe you might be in the wrong.
You think he's
Why?
Harley laying on the freaking light?
Harley,
Get off!
get off the light.
Is he joining us on? I guess it don't matter which channel.
I wouldn't think it would matter.
Might be on.
Harsh, are you still not seeing the link?
He might be waiting on the other one.
Can anybody else see the link?
No.
Oh, man, guys, I hate you got to run. It's nice stopping in.
Yeah, it's not.
Here, let me do it before you leave.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
I mean, God.
I mean, goddess.
I love my earrings. I've been wearing them. Thank you.
I love my buzzer. John, you have hair? Nobody's seeing the link.
It's not posting it. Is it putting it on the other channel?
I don't know, man. That's weird. Copy. Bang. Paste. Send. I see it.
Yeah, it's not coming up.
Well, can you post it?
On the other one?
Yeah, on the other one. Or let me get my phone. Everybody just bear with us. Where's my phone at? Is it not down here? What is that?
I'm figuring out here.
Y'all just bear with us. This unexpected issue has arisen. If you can't do it, tell me. I'm going to have to go look for my phone. I don't get that. Why can I see it, but it's not there?
Yeah, it's on the other one.
Did you see it in the other one?
This is the other one. There's only 2 people in there. Does it matter which one he joins?
I don't know. So he needs to go to that one? Hold on, let me try this.
Here,
Well,
what if I copy and post?
try it. Oh, there he is.
Oh, okay.
Was that on me?
Someone else done your job for you.
Oh, did they? Who was it? Jesse?
Messy Jesse.
Dude, I seen it 3-4 times.
Yeah, it was showing up on the other channel, but not this one, so it's weird.
Which channel are you on?
Both.
Both.
Okay. What's going on, man?
Oh, what a day. So I've literally spent the whole day changing every single thumbnail on the channel, which I thought was a good idea at about 10 o'clock this morning. Not so much of a good idea, and I'm still doing that at 9:30 tonight.
Wow. Why are you doing that?
I get bored.
You must have been pretty bored. I'm going to change every thumbnail of every video. How many videos was it?
You got a lot.
I don't think I'm going to get bored anymore.
How many videos you got?
302, I think.
Damn.
Well,
Yeah.
it might get more interest. Maybe people will think, hey, that looks different. I haven't watched it. Maybe.
God knows. They better.
Yeah.
I'm going to hunt everyone down.
Is that your thinking? Maybe, I mean,
To
you
be
just
fair, the click-through rate was actually good on the ones that I had, so I've probably just spent the best part of 12 hours shooting myself in the foot, but
ruining it.
there we go.
Yeah.
You know, I seen somewhere, I can't remember where, maybe in the studio or somewhere, it says you can't change your thumbnail but so many times in a certain period.
Yeah, there was. I think that used to be like that. You used to only be able to change so many within a 24-hour period, but I do think that's quite high. I think that's something like 500, something like that. That's
Right.
beyond what any normal person would do.
Why would you do that? To get people.
It's just stupid, like me.
Ask Harsh. He's the one that did it, not me. I don't know. I'm curious to find out. Do I need to change all my thumbnails? That's what I'm thinking.
Just check your click-through rate.
Yeah.
What's your click-through rate? Average.
Well, across
Ballpark.
the whole channel,
Yeah.
11.7.
That's good. I don't know what
I would say ours is near that, ain't it?
I'd have to check.
I don't know. I tell you what, I've had some zingers where they were over 25%.
Yeah.
But then I've had some duds. Harley, get off the light.
Sorry, the dog's laying on the like get the cord. Harley, do you have to lay right there?
It's live TV, man. What can you do?
How is everyone in chat? If I look down here, that's not because I'm being weird. It's because I've got the other screen here.
Okay.
There you go.
I wasn't going to say shit, man. You cool with me?
Yeah,
It was
like I look at some people and they'll be doing videos and it looks like they're cross-eyed because they're like that. Hello, Benny Keys, he does that a lot.
I do that sometimes. Our camera's up there.
I've never known anybody like him to do a live like that. Yeah, well, yeah.
He does.
We're over here.
Maybe he thinks that's his good side.
Harley, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Now. I'm sorry. Y'all go. You gotta go. You can't lay there.
Hey, have you seen anything today? I've been looking around throughout the day. I haven't seen nobody like live from anywhere.
Lay over there.
No, John, because I've been doing thumbnails for the last 12 hours.
You haven't even glanced? Haven't looked around at all?
No.
I try to make her leave. Lay down.
Okay.
Look, I've got my
Did-
name, look, which is back to front because I'm using a different camera. Well done, camera. That's actually, it is right. It should be right anyway.
Lay down.
You got merch now?
No, just
Oh.
for me.
Yeah, that's what we was talking about
Yeah.
doing.
We can get us some shirts. JD,
Yeah, feel like it's like a uniform now. So
You gotta wear it.
Do you ever worry about that if you wear the same shirt in 2 videos
Go
or
on.
3?
Go.
I pretty much do. People probably think I just wear the same clothes all the time. We have a gym, so that top that I wear with the emblem on it, I've got about 30 of them. So
Sure. You got 7 of them, and they're
yeah,
dated on the
that food mark, that's on all of them.
That ain't just thirsty, huh?
What do we got? Who's in chat?
I was looking. I thought maybe some people start throwing us up some comments. We could read them out if they want to say something nice about summer. Or
I did a post which asked people if they wanted to do a message. We'll do that towards the end, I reckon.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
Did you get a lot?
60 something.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Yeah, 61.
What did you think of the finished product?
Yeah, it's good. Like you say, I think what people don't realise is how long that can take. You do a video and that looks like it takes 5 minutes and that takes about 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like you were saying, you half-ass do one and people will love it.
Yeah.
Then you spend all day at one.
Yeah. Like my video the other day, I was outside and I was like just having to stop while the train would go by and then the cars going by. And I edited those out and threw it out there. Number 1 out of the last 10 I've done. Now, the one I spent a weekend background checks, the whole 9 out of 10.
Always the way.
Ah,
Always the way. That's why I always use my phone, because I just think I'll set everything up to use the proper camera, and no one will friggin' watch it. So I might as well just do it on my phone. That don't matter.
your microphone is making a hell of a noise.
Is it?
No, it's not.
It might be that. Might be
Oh.
feedback off that.
Yeah, it might be. It's just vibrating, something vibrating.
Sounds staticky.
It's better down a little bit.
Yeah. You'll have to let me know, because I can turn the gain down if I need to. I'll move it back.
It sounds loud on my end, like you're getting interference from something.
Yeah. I'll try and use it. Yeah. That might have been that laptop. I've moved that away.
We got it straightened out.
It'll be okay.
I'll say, dear precious Summer, we will not lose hope. We will find you. Man, there's still hope, right?
There's always hope until there is no hope.
Exactly.
That's what I say.
Exactly.
We can't lose hope.
I seen during the video some hater got in there and was talking about we were kidding ourselves and all that. Well, they don't know that. You know, they can speculate, but nobody knows that.
That
Well,
wasn't Jodie Sue Brown, was it?
probably.
Who knows?
No, she's too busy streaming to watch a
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah.
You know she don't multitask.
Yeah, really. So who knows? We got some haters. Who knows who it is?
Yeah. I pulled up Don's article of his letter too, and then I noticed you had already done a video, so I'm going to toss that back. That was wild though, wasn't it?
What was it?
Yeah. I want, you know, when you want to say something, but you think to yourself, yeah, I'm not going to.
Too
I'm
far.
Yeah. Too soon.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, that's another day.
Right. Right.
But, yeah.
I was
Mixed.
let down.
There's a lot of comments about it, obviously. You would expect certain things to be in a letter, especially marking this occasion. And yeah, that was shocking. I found it shocking.
But it wasn't really shocking.
Someone said, "Do I have haters?" Jesus Christ, about 40% of the entire YouTube.
It wasn't.
Or what? Harsh reality haters?
Yeah,
40%?
yeah. Guess how much I care?
0%?
That much.
You gotta be like that.
Yeah, you gotta have thick skin, man.
Oh man, you have. I know people who are on, a lot of people don't know, I've been on the platform for some time. I do have other channels. I've got friends who are on here, and their channels range anything from 4,000 subscribers up to over 2 million subscribers. And some of them are the strongest people I know, but where they've been on the platform, that has crucified them. And these are successful channels, and I think people don't quite understand how difficult it can be. I don't think the platform is gauged to look after people's mental health, certainly
Right.
not.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
I think it will change over time. I think they will have to implement certain things because there's a guy called Nate who's got a channel called Channel Makers, and he's a channel that helps people build YouTube channels. And he's recently done a video about his own mental health where the platform nearly pushed him to suicide. And to look at him on screen, you wouldn't think it.
Right.
You wouldn't think. This is a 100,000 subscribers plus, and he's fantastic at what he does. But yeah, the platform is just beating him down.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are cruel, unhappy people.
It's a lot of
The thing is, you won't please anyone in any walk of life
No.
that you're in. You're not going to please everybody, and this is You know, I've got a retail management background, and you know, you're dealing with the public. This is no different than if you was opening a shop and letting the customers come into your shop. You know, you're gonna make 50% of them happy. You're gonna piss 50% of them off. No matter what you do, you're gonna be upsetting someone. So you've just got to have yourself a focus on what you want to do, and just do it.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
And you know, it does get to the point. It's hard because when someone says something, you know you want to say something back, and I'm a sod for it because I'm an argumentative fucker anyway. but I am getting to the point now where it's just like I can't bother.
See, and the bad thing is like, I think the comments can be so good for you too. You know, people can say, "I love you, John. You're great," and make you feel good about yourself, right? And then you can turn around and read another one, and it can rip you completely apart. 500 of the nice ones won't stick with you as much as the one jerk will.
Yeah,
That's the way it is for me, you know.
yeah.
Some people just,
They make you mad.
ooh.
What can you do? Make the video. That's about all you can do. Or, you know.
The strongest thing I can do is put, "Thank you for your comment. It really helps the algorithm so my video gets seen by more people." I've just been doing that every time.
Yeah.
That's passive aggressive is what we call that.
And they want you to feed into it. They want you to have a response.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've just got to ignore it. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Well, you can just stay away from the Brandy Neal case.
You've been getting a lot of hate.
That's where you get most of yours from, ain't it?
Oh yeah,
She has an army after you, don't she?
Her own army, I think.
the funny thing is, they keep shooting themselves in the foot. They'll do something, and you just think you've literally just basically proven my point. Like the last video I did, I yet again offered to pay for their PI as long as it went through FBI.
Right.
And I'd seen them commenting on another channel saying, "Oh, we've said that that's all right," and they've never come to me and said anything of the sort. So I've done that video, and still no comment. They've not said anything to me, not emailed me, but yet they're on another channel even today commenting on my phone, my thumbnails that I'm changing. So you think, well, you're clearly all over my channels, but you still haven't taken up the offer that you criticised me, saying that you hadn't taken it up.
That's wild. She realized you were changing thumbnails and stuff.
Oh yeah, they're all over me, all over
They're
me.
keeping up with you, buddy.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you're way across the pond.
Now, lucky for them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be camping out. I'll buy a Winnebago and sit outside their house. I'll be broadcasting from the road.
He wouldn't take them up on their offer or up on his offer. I would.
If you want to find your child, you would agree to whatever.
That tells you something right there. Something wrong. Yeah.
Someone said there's static on my mic. Is there still static on the mic?
Yeah.
See, I can't hear it.
I can hear the shit out of it. It's raising hell. I was just trying to be polite. I didn't want to be like, "All right, Horace, that mic's killing us." It sounds like static. It's real weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an echo. It's like it's staticky. Like you got it short.
Yeah. Or something interfering.
Let me just check something.
Alien trying to come in. Communicate with us.
I kind of feel better. Somebody else having an issue for a change, don't you?
What?
Is it still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing electric around me. I've disconnected the power from the laptop as well, so that's running battery.
It might be just the connection, maybe.
No. You don't hear him unless he's talking.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange.
I don't know.
It's weird. You were in a very colorful mood when you redid the thumbnails. I like it.
Yeah, a little bit different.
I'll have to check them out.
Let's move that back. What's that doing?
Keep going.
I think that might have been better.
Say something.
Hello.
Ah,
I thought it was.
no.
It's
Wonder why it
okay.
won't let. I wonder why it won't. Because these headphones, they allow me to hear what that mic is giving me. So that's to check if that has got static. So in theory, that's what I'm hearing is what's coming out of that mic. So I don't know. There's nothing. That's a USB mic, so
I don't see how it could be on my end, though, can it?
I don't know.
It only happens when you talk, and I swear it sounds like it's the mic, because it doesn't happen. You can't hear anything until you speak.
Strange, isn't it?
I don't know. It's not that bad
Yeah, you're
to
okay.
me.
Yeah, I've turned the gain right down. Let's turn this down. Yeah, that's right.
They look cool, psychedelic in a way, retro.
Yeah, like Picasso, all little oil paintings.
What'd you get in it? Like hippie mode today? And
I just
yeah,
fancied a bit of colour.
right.
Just fancied a bit of colour.
Broaden the spectrum from your purple. Is that what you would refer to that?
I've
Lavender.
gone purple today, yes.
That's pretty.
For
You might
summer,
not.
that was her favourite colour, so we went purple.
That's awesome. Did you see the picture I had up on the background?
I did, yes.
That is the most gorgeous picture of her I have seen so far.
Yeah, I do look at that picture and then I wonder whether she is actually Candace's.
Dude, I've always said I didn't think she looks nothing like either of them. I'm not saying that's the case, but I can't see it looking at her. Can you see it?
I can't. I can't at all.
Like I said, maybe go to and click the link again. I don't know if that would help. I think it's a bad connection.
Click the link again.
I don't know if that would help. Somebody said that in chat.
I don't know.
What do we got in chat?
What happened if I turn him down over
I'm looking to see here what we got in chat. No really comments or questions. Let's see.
Say something hard.
Let's have some questions.
Yeah.
If I turn you down on here, it seems like it's not as bad. Say something.
Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's a little bit better.
It's a little bit better. No, she don't look like Candace or Dawn, but she looks like her siblings.
Yeah.
They all got blonde hair.
That blonde hair.
Yeah.
The white blonde.
The bleach blonde.
That's pretty.
Summer looks nothing like
boys
Secret.
look like Dom, don't they?
I don't see it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I see more Don in the boys, but
I can see Candace in the oldest one, I think, a little bit.
yeah.
You know, I worry about them too, you know. You got to think now they've been missing their sister a whole year. That would
yeah. I don't watch him because every time I watch him, I just want to smash the screen. But Chris McDonough, he apparently had done a live the other night, and someone had said that he'd mistakenly or potentially mistakenly said that the boys had gone into protective custody.
Really?
Yeah, and like I said, I just don't have the stomach to go through it and see whether that is the case because I rarely have to listen.
That would be strange, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to think there was something big going on for that to happen, not just it was Dawn or Candace. Dawn's in jail.
Yeah.
Protective custody.
We still haven't heard about what's gone on with Jose, have we?
No.
No. And
that seems a little bit strange that it hasn't, because surely if that had been bullying, say that was connected to that, I think they'd have come out and said that pretty quickly because they'd have wanted to have said something. Someone said that's hard to hear me now.
I think you're good.
Maybe. They might-
God knows. And yeah, I think they'd be wanting to point the finger out quite quickly. But then, if it wasn't, say he'd had a heart attack or something like that, again, why would they not say that quite quickly?
Right.
It seems a little bit strange that nothing's been said.
Have you
So
seen
whether
an obituary yet?
no, and I have been looking.
So
have
have
to-
we.
Yeah, I haven't found
Yeah,
any.
there was a site that had details of it on there, but there was not. It looked like it had been done by, I don't know, someone who'd never seen a computer before.
I've seen a couple of generic ones, but I think I probably seen what you're talking about. That you
Yeah.
could tell didn't seem legit to me.
Yeah, that was just really. Yeah, that was not. It wasn't something that you could run with. Certainly not.
Maybe in their family or their culture he's in, they're not big on obituaries. You know, I don't know. But you would think they would put some. I don't know.
Yeah,
You'd have something come out. Like I say, with the amount of speculation around it, you would at least think that they would put something out to say this is what happened or this is not what happened.
Yeah.
Or have a service of some sort. I haven't seen that either. Have you?
Maybe they don't.
No.
No funeral or nothing. So it's kind of odd,
Yeah.
you know, unless maybe they're just really trying to. I don't know. It's
No,
odd that
no.
we haven't seen anything.
Mystery to me. I don't know.
I believe he passed away, but it makes me think how easy it would be to say somebody's gone and they're really not. You know what I mean? You can pass anything, but it's strange.
Yeah. I'm waiting for him to do a live over on Critters, Crime and Crazy. Too soon.
They've probably found him.
Oh, Lord. It'd be a Rose Bly and him reunion. Bring him all back.
Yeah. Yeah, too
Well,
soon.
And Elvis.
Yeah. Yeah. Very quick, we'll start getting people will start getting mad.
You start getting hate mail.
Oh,
Maybe that's a way of stopping it on YouTube. Set up a PO box and tell people they can send hate mail to you.
Yeah, making an email, a hate email.
Do a once a month hate mail live.
Hate mail. Yeah.
Yeah. You could do I could do some Jody Sue time reading all the hate mail.
That's a good idea.
For one of them 11-hour jobs I seen the other day.
If you want to really upset people, and just tell them that you'll put up with Benny Keys for a little while, people lose their minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I was thinking if you and Benny become buddies, it was going to get awkward if he seen all my videos. I was going to be like,
Well,
see
Lana
you.
Westbrook, she is his new buddy. She's over there. So they're obviously trying to line up with the people who they think can, I don't know, really, menace people. Seems a bit of a strange alignment.
Yeah.
Some people, man, I tell you, some of this gets too serious. It really does.
Yeah.
I seen a post a while back. It was like basically, these are my friends, and they were listed, and was like, if you mess with me, you messed with them. And I was like, wow.
I don't think we were a part of his friends list.
I wasn't on the list
No.
either, so I know if I start some shit, there's 15 of them going to climb aboard right off the bat. Did you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so wild.
I was going to ask you, is there anything new in Michael's case? I know we're talking about summer, but I'm curious. You stay up to date on it.
Yeah, there isn't a lot happening. If I'm we're working on a complete. We've got Dope who's in there and building a complete time frame, so people can really truly be able to look at how that day panned out into the evening. And it's not until you really do look at things and take notice of things, that you do then realise that there are issues. And I think that so many people on the platform who are behind the family, which I get, I haven't got a problem with anybody being behind them, I'm just not.
Right.
But the downside is that for every sort of 50 to 100 people who have gone through everything and got a negative sort of feedback from it, there's 2,000 people who they've decided that the family's fine and everything's as it should be, and it kind of drowns out the facts. And
Right.
we just get, every time you try and say something, they will try and twist it, and and then we get accused of twisting it.
Right.
And it's you don't want to argue with people. I can't be bothered to argue with people, especially
Right.
people who, I saw, like say, some of the comments today, like in my thumbnails, they'd put that the photographs used of Michael and Summer had been photoshopped, and Michael's photo had been photoshopped to give him a black eye. And I thought to myself, I haven't got time to Photoshop photographs to make children
Right.
look like they got a black eye. The photograph was just a freaking photograph. And it's things like this, and then all of a sudden you've got 50, 100 people going all over there saying, "Oh, they're photoshopping photographs," and
Right.
then that spirals into this. Oh, you're spreading lies, and I've put 3 videos out and asked people to tell me the specific lies that I've said in any of the Michael videos. Tell me a specific lie, and they'll either ignore it and just say, "Well, you shouldn't be covering the case," or they'll delete their comment.
They don't have an answer, right?
And they just don't have an answer. No one can come and say, "Right, on this day," or "This is a statement you made and it's false," because there isn't anything. Every single thing we've said, Brandy has said, has been straight out of her mouth.
Right.
They might be bent up out of shape because of where it came from,
Right.
which I get. There's going to be an argument for and against that. But if it was your child and your child had gone missing, I think I said this before, would you, if somebody got some information about your missing child and they got that by pretending to be someone's friend, and they give them some information, would you be bent up out of shape about it? This is what people like Chris McDonough does for a living. This is what
Right.
he does. Where every time he's interviewing these people around these cases, he is breaking them down to make them feel comfortable enough to give him the information he wants.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what people do to get to the truth, and that's what's happened. And people have, even if the intentions were different to start with, at some point there's been that switch that's gone, hold on a second, there's things in this that ain't right. And that's when people then decide to think, right, let's keep an eye on this, because this is not what everybody out there it knows, and what they know is not, it ain't right.
Right.
And what do people want you to do? Do they want you to ignore it? Do they want, well, I don't get it.
Yeah, and we go through the same thing. We get called liars constantly, and I'm like, please tell me what the lie is, and we can talk about that.
Nobody.
And I get crickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't know that 90% of the people who call you a liar, they don't know that you're a liar. They just think you're a liar because someone who they like and trust has said you're a liar.
Yeah.
And they believe that. I've had a huge fallout of another channel, and I just think this person has the audacity to criticize me and say that I'm and trying to bend the narrative, and then I've got screenshots of him flat out lying to his subscribers. They ask him a question and he flat out lied, and I think, there you go. There you go.
I
Just
tell
don't
you,
get it.
having the truth on your side on YouTube is no advantage.
Right.
No.
They don't like the truth. They like,
There are sheep out there. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
No matter how clean cut, clear it is, they're not going to see it
Right.
No.
because they think some of these people are I guess, gods to them.
Yeah.
And we'll
They
go by
would
what they
never
say.
do that.
Yeah.
There's no
No.
way.
They won't even come watch your channel to know before they comment. They're just commenting on what.
One person watches a
Says,
video,
yeah.
then tells 500 buttholes about it, and
Yeah.
then that's where all your comments come from.
Yeah. Never
That
even
person's take on the video. So if they lie and blow it up, make it into something it wasn't, poof.
Who knows? Because they don't
It's-
watch
yeah.
it.
It's on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens a lot.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, a lot of people that want to complain about your video haven't watched it.
Right.
No, that's it.
Yeah. So.
That's it. But there you go. It's not ever going to change. The platform's always been the way it is, and that'll never ever be any different.
Yeah.
But you know, it's we all have differences of opinion. You know, I'm not going to pretend that I am a different way just because it makes other people feel better. You know, I'm a human and I have my own thoughts and ideas about the things that we see. And in terms of that case, I'm sorry, but you know, it's like I was watching before I went into thumbnail mode. I was watching Michelle After Dark, and she had done a video on the Montgomery, you know, Harmony Montgomery, and she'd spoken about Adam, and she turned around and said, "Look, he's guilty. You know, this bloke is guilty. He's 100% guilty. Sometimes you just get this feeling that that person is guilty."
Right.
But then you think to yourself, but the guy hasn't been found guilty. You know, he's not, in terms of Harmony Montgomery herself, the guy hasn't been trialed, he hasn't been found guilty. But, like I say, some of us will get a feeling, like I do, I think he's guilty. But because it's him, it's fine. It's fine for people to turn around and say Candace is guilty,
Right.
Don is guilty. You know, with the SA charges that Don is facing, you know, if he's done it, he deserves everything that's coming to him. But 90% of people have already crucified him for it.
Right.
But then you've got Brandy Neal, who you can't say anything negative about.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think you can't be like that. You can't turn around and say, well, that person, it's all right to crucify them, but these people over here, you've got to leave them alone. And
I
you think,
agree.
well,
Yeah.
why have I got to leave this person alone? You know, a best case scenario, and I hate to say it, best case scenario is that Michael was kidnapped, and again, best case scenario, Michael was kidnapped because he was outside at 6:45 p.m. of an evening as a 5-year-old boy on his own, and he'd probably been doing it a few times to the point where someone has clocked it and thought, there we go. Chris McDonough done an interview. He interviewed someone who was a convicted and was in prison for these crimes. And they had this interview about how they went about selecting children. And, you know, people who are prolific at it, who do it time and time again, you know, these are the people where the child doesn't get returned. You know, if someone does it as a spur of the moment thing, this is why the percentages are so high on children being returned so quickly, because they take the child, they either panic and ditch them, or they're inexperienced, so the child manages to get away, or you get the more prolific and more skilled and advanced at it, and the child is, you don't see them. But the skilled and advanced, they wouldn't take a risk like that. It
Right.
just wouldn't. It wouldn't go into that situation, that scenario where there is a potential for camera footage. There is a potential to be trapped in the end of that road because there's officially only one way in and a one way out. You know, that would be such a risky scenario unless they've consistently seen this child in a predicament that would enable them to lift and go. And if
Right.
that's the case, then where's that fault lie? Where's the blame truly fall?
Oh, it falls on Dad to me.
And that's it. And you know, me and my partner have never argued, never ever argued at all. Never raised a voice. Never had a bad word against each other. But I guarantee you, if she came home one day and one of the children was missing, we would fall out very quickly.
Exactly.
And that's as simple as that. And
And that's-
you know,
yeah,
that's just the way it is.
That's why it looks so fishy how cool Dawn is with Candace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because you know
yeah.
Don is the type dude. If that was honest to goodness went the way it was told, he's not the type that's going to be like, "Ah, you tried your best." You know,
It's
he's not
little
going to be
subtle
mad
things
as
though.
hell,
Yeah.
It's
right?
little subtle things with Don. There's like you'll always catch something that he does that lets you know that there's more to that guy. Like when he done the interview where they were talking about Candace's friends, and he was saying, you know, that the only downside is she's got certain people who are her friends around her. And when they kind of mentioned, well, who is it? And he kind of sniggered under his nose as if to say, you know, we're not gonna. And I just thought that kind of the way he went with that was like they wouldn't dare do anything.
Yeah,
I ain't them because they wouldn't dare.
yeah.
You know, that's like when people said about this Jose and the way that Jose treated him in his own home. I can't see it. I think John would have buried him in his house.
Yeah.
I always thought that sounded like shit too. You know, I never bought that. 'Cause I didn't buy a lot of what Jose said, and I'm not speaking ill toward somebody that's passed on, but I really didn't believe
Yeah,
a
some of it.
large portion of what he said.
No, 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 no.
Some truth mixed with a bunch of lies.
Yeah. What have we got in chat? Does anybody want to say anything in chat? I feel like we're neglecting you.
Yeah, I know.
I
Nobody's
And,
wanted
wanted
to ask you though, have you heard anyone from law enforcement actually vocalize anything about the animal attack?
no, not law enforcement. No,
Okay. Because I
no.
keep hearing that, and I'm like, I don't know where that's coming from. I haven't heard that.
Do you want to hear something though?
Sure.
I have a secret, and there's
how big is
there's 186 people in here. Now,
Sorry,
can
Mike.
188 people? Is there 188 people in here who can not say anything?
Yes.
I want to see everybody in the chat say that they promise that if I tell them something, they're not going to say anything, because this is not something that anybody can tell anyone.
I think they're good, man. I feel good about them.
You feel good?
Is
You
this
feel
something
good?
you got something good?
Yeah. I'm
Is
not
this
going to
what
go
you're
into.
telling me?
I'm not going to go into a load of discussion about it because it's just. I know they're going to be busy. They're going to be busy, so it don't matter if I say anything. But basically, everything I do on the channel, some people will think, "Fuck, what's he doing now?" But whatever I do, there is a reason behind it. And over the last 5 or 6 days, I've been in conversation with Tim Mullen. Tim Mullen emailed me about 5 days ago.
Now, I knew that you had talked to him.
Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure why. Now I've flat out told him I don't trust him. You know, which
You're short
I
Tim.
don't. You
You're
know,
short Tim.
but that's an opened how can I say, a funnel of information, should we say.
Yeah.
And I
Nice.
think that certain things that have been put on the platform will be able to clear a few of them up. So, you know, he claims, because I did say to him, I said, you know, he comes across a bit of a weasel, but apparently that is just a guise. It's just this. He has to be that way. But now you lot, I'm not joking. I'm looking at you. You can't say anything.
Oh man.
The time will come.
So
The
I
time
tell
will
you,
come.
you don't want to be questioned further.
You've got 5 minutes.
To question you?
What do you want? What do you want to know?
What do you know? What have you learned from this cat? Anything good? You said something that goes back to the platform. Are you going to be able to prove or disprove something big? That's what I get the feeling you're going at.
Well, this is it, because obviously there's other creators, which, you know, I weren't his friend, I weren't becoming his lover, but I needed some information. I needed some
Oh,
I needed some information, and I got the information that I needed. And you know, it's like when I was younger, you used to pretend to like someone because they benefited you, and then when you know, finished, you didn't want to be their friend anymore. They were gone.
right.
Yeah,
That's what happened here.
yeah, and that's kind of what happened. So anyway, but it got me what I needed, and
Okay.
What it get you?
but this is like I basically what had happened. There was a video I'd been sent of Benny Keys had received money, and it looked like Benny Keys had received money from what was claiming to be Tim Mullen. And this was reference another case. So I'm not going to mention the case, but it was not the Summer Wells case. So this was going back to a different case. And I did a video that was basically mine and Benny's breakup video, because I knew as soon as I put a certain specific amount in that video, he'd blow his nut, which he did.
Right.
And he thought that I'd got the information from someone. I don't even know who it was, but he's telling everyone that I got the information from. I don't even know what some female. Lizzie, is it Lizzie? Someone in chat will say, yeah, he's been going on about you've got it weren't fucking Lizzie. I don't even know who Lizzie is. Well, I lie. I know who she is now, and I told her the same thing. She's
Right.
someone who supports Brad, and her information, it looked like she was just trying to get Brad out of the shit that he's in. But I needed some information about whether Benny Keys and Tim Mullen were having financial transactions prior to the Summer Wells case. And now I've got Tim Mullen messaging, and he's claiming that he has not paid money to anybody. So one of them's lying.
Right.
Who do you think it is?
Probably both of them.
Probably.
Fucking both not trustworthy. But that's where we stand at the moment. There is some other information that that is out in there, but I can't go into too much detail at the moment. But we've got a conduit to some information, and let's see where it goes.
Yeah, it's always a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. Something we didn't have before. Something we didn't have.
What's your thoughts on the PIs?
If I'm brutally now, I'm going to do this as a bit of a heads up now on something that I've got upcoming on the channel. Now, the PIs who are doing this search, they are using a Mavic 2 Pro drone and pairing that with some software that it just enhances its capabilities. Well, I have a Mavic 2 Pro drone, and I do not think that the drone that they're using would be capable of doing what they are trying to do with it.
Which is?
So I'm planning on doing a video that is going to be basically taking you guys on a live search with a Mavic 2 drone. We're going to stage some things hidden in some basically wooded area, because I basically live like in the middle of the woods. It's like,
Right.
and see how that goes, because I don't think that drone would have the nuts to do it. So they've apparently been searching like on an almost monthly monthly for about 5 hours at a time for the last year. So about 5 hours a month for a year, and not turned up anything. Apparently there's been a couple of, well, I say that the phrase that I was told was anything that they find they are giving to TBI. So I don't know whether that it was kind of reading between the lines. They may have found something and handed it in, or I don't know. But that is what I was told. Anything that they've found has been given to TBI. But yeah, the idea is to just. I don't think that the equipment they've got would be able to do what they would need to do to find anything. And a friend of mine has got what they call the Mavic Enterprise drone, which is a commercial end drone, and we're going to show you the difference between the two, because that is really what they should be using. But that's the difference between £1,000 drone and a kind of a £6,500 plus drone. Because I just don't think they're going to be able to find anything with the equipment they're using. Not what they're going to be looking for now.
She said,
Oh, the one on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi all. Hey at Harsh and JDTC. What do you guys think happened this summer, and why isn't the police interrogating Candace? They can't just holler in and interrogate her. They can
No.
ask her to come in for questioning, and
she don't have to talk, right?
yeah, she doesn't even have to do that. And I would say she probably is turning them down if they're asking. Harsh.
They've got to have probable cause, and the issue is it depends on where they are in their investigation. What we've got to remember is that we don't know at what stage they are.
Right.
You know, we are basically like mushrooms. You know, we're fed shit and kept in the dark. And
Yeah.
you know, although it's frustrating, it may be necessary because you don't know whether they are an inch away from getting to where they need to be, and they just need something, and we don't know what that something is. But
Right.
it may be that what they're doing with this search and that information might be again a push and release, where they are making it look like they are going in this direction when they are in fact going in that direction.
Right.
You just don't know. There's two things happening. That is either that they have completely dropped the ball and they've got no clue whatsoever, or they are very, very close, but there's just that bit missing, which, you know, there's no point in pulling Candace in to ask her, because we know if you don't know that she's not going to tell you what you need to hear by now, then you've not been around long enough.
Right.
Because that woman is not going to tell you anything.
No.
She has been under the influence. She has been on countless lives. She's not going to tell anybody anything. Same as Jodie Sue Brown. I hate to tell you, but if you're still watching after 6 days worth of lives expecting to get some information, then you're a nutcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not going to speak.
You know, if you're listening to her because you like her, then, you know, that's your bag, then that's great. But if you're listening to her because you think that one day she's going to come out and tell you the information that you want to hear about Summer, you're pissing into the wind, I'm afraid, because that ain't happening.
Yeah, that's what yeah, you're right. What was Dawn's Mudman on crystal meth? Because I had a dream that Summer thought it was candy. I think Dawn was. I don't think Dudley was. I really don't. Harsh.
It's a difficult one with Dudley, isn't it? Because
Because he's the best looking, cleanest thing we've seen.
Yeah, I don't see any benefit to Dudley lying. I can't see why he would.
Yeah.
You know, I could potentially see Don feeding him some information that he may then leak out, but that's the issue, isn't it? Like when he said about the fact that Jose was seen at the property the days leading up to Summer's disappearance. That wasn't Dudley saying that Dudley saw him. It was Dudley saying that Don told him he was there.
Right.
But then my argument would be there, why would Don, if this was such an insignificant situation with Jose, why would Don then bring Jose up again?
Right.
It's weird that Dudley would have known who Jose was.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they should have never met. Why would Dawn be talking about Jose to Dudley?
Yeah, don't make sense, does it?
Unless it was like, you know, he was half to the wind at work drinking or something, and he was like, "This dude used to mess with my old lady, Jose." That's the only way I can see it comes up.
Maybe.
Yeah, just an idea. It's just the whole lot of them are just so dodgy It's hard. Anything's friggin' possible. Anything is possible.
But Dudley's story is the most interesting to me. The talking about Dawn being missing work Sunday, being just destroyed Monday.
Yeah.
And then he fires him. Makes you think that timing of firing Dudley, there was a reason for that. And I believe it was because Dudley would have been working right close with him on the 15th. And if you get rid of Dudley, then you don't have to worry about Dudley telling anybody Don left for 2 hours.
Right.
And then he come back and he was acting weird, right?
Yeah. Like someone just put in a normal situation, someone did put that, you know, Dudley would potentially be right at the top of being someone who could be complicit in something happening.
Yeah. Good.
But you know, the fact that we have what we have and we know what we know, the thing what also rings an alarm bell to me, one of these red flags, is when you hear Don, like even in his, I didn't want to cover this letter, but I'll just say this, but like where Don says that he was distraught, you know, he was beside himself. I've also been told that by another person, not mentioned any names, who's close to the family, said that he was beside, you know, he was really, really distressed. And Dudley said that he was distressed at work as well, the day before someone went missing.
Monday, yeah. But you've heard somebody else say that too?
Yeah.
Outside of Dudley.
Outside of Dudley, about that Don was, you know, very, very upset.
Make you think. I definitely think there's somebody else involved other than Dawn, Candace, and Greenis. For them to pull it off for nobody finding out, it would have been somebody smarter making the plan. My opinion.
I don't know. I think there's got to be one more person outside of the three.
There's somebody starting them if they talk.
I'll tell you what, the biggest clue that you've got that Grandis like you've got to think Grandis is old school. She is old school. This may not be her first rodeo with this as well. We don't know, but that may be the case.
Right.
The biggest tip that told you that Grandis knew something is the second that she said she was asleep. The second that Grandis said that she went to sleep that afternoon is because she knew that she wouldn't be able to answer any questions and there'd be no reason for them to ask her. And she would simply just be able to say, I don't know, I was asleep.
Right.
That's just closing the door and that's just closing the shutter saying, I don't know anything. I was asleep, mate. You can ask me whatever you want. I'm not going to lie to you. I was asleep.
Yeah, but when she was on the news, she said she told Candace's story. In the news interview?
Well, she also said that Candace fixed a knee brace as well. Well, then she said that she went in and had a nap. The only thing that she'd be doing with that knee brace if she was going to have a nap, I'm telling you now, is taking it off. She wouldn't be sorting it out. Why would you be sorting it out and tightening it up to then go and have a sleep?
I think Grandis has to know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She knows something.
Don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you want to get yourself out of the way and distance yourself from what's gone on, you just say you're asleep. She can't say she weren't there, so just say you weren't asleep because then you're in effect not there.
You know, if that's the situation and there's no evidence there, and you got Candace sticking to that story, and Grandis pretending like she's just gone, you know, taking herself out of it. The only way I see anybody talking would be the boys.
The downside is, and this is a fact, and that is that people think that children are children and children talk. You'd be surprised, mate. Children don't talk. Children, especially children who they know no different and have potentially had years upon years of psychological training almost to be loyal, you'd be surprised how loyal they can be.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, we've seen it in other cases, you know, where the siblings have not said anything for years, literally been decades down the line until they've come out.
Yeah.
and said. And it's if they think that, or if they've been told, as this is stony ground to go on now, but if you think if the boys had anything to do with it whatsoever, if there was an accident on that property, they could have been manipulated to the point where to say anything about it is a bad thing.
I've thought all along, if that was the case, there is a huge chance that Dawn has convinced them it was their responsibility. Something happened and it was
Yeah.
their fault.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I could see him trying to manipulate them like that. I could 100% seen him do that.
Yeah, we see, it's no different than what we see with adults. We see the cases of, and I'm not being, this isn't a sexist thing, but you can see in abusive relationships when partners manipulate one another, and the things that they can get them to do and to feel and to detach from everybody else around them. You can get some really narcissistic people and this gaslighting, and you can do that with children.
Yeah.
Parents can do that with children,
Yeah.
and the children will be like a locked box, and they're not going to say anything.
And I still say too, I think you could have convinced the boys that she was there and she wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you get my kids on the YouTube and the PlayStation, the Xbox, or whatever, and I could say, hey, what's your sister? They would never flinch. They would still be at Fortnite trying to win the battle. They would never have to see her, but you could probably convince them that she had been there.
Yeah, 100%. And you almost have to think that the fact that they knew so much, and they knew where Summer had gone, they knew that she went down and why she went downstairs, that in itself is scripted. We've got 5
Right.
children around this property, and none of them know what the other one's doing at any given time because they're not friggin' interested.
Right.
They're doing their own thing and they don't care. They just don't. They don't.
I guarantee you, we could go a whole day in my house, and me and Brandy could pretend Taylor was here. And if you went back and talked to my sons, they wouldn't know she wasn't there.
Yeah. They don't pay
No.
attention.
If she's not picking on them, then
Yeah.
She ain't there.
she's not a thought to them.
Yeah.
She's doing her thing, they're doing their thing. And I always felt like the way they told that story, that's how that happened. That Candace just pretended she's like, they were into the game, and she's like, hey, what's your sister? And that was it.
Yeah.
I don't even know that Summer was there if it went down like that, which is another big if, but still, I feel like she could have convinced them Summer was there.
Yeah. Well, you can imagine. Just say if Candace wanted to walk in that house and say to the boys, for argument's sake, I've just told Summer to come in here. Did you see her come in here? Because
Right.
you should have seen her. They'd probably turn around and say, yeah, we saw her. We was watching or whatever. Were you watching Summer? Yeah, we was watching her.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's been trained into them for Dawn and Candace. Seemed like, I've heard lots of bits where it seems like they had put a lot of watching Summer on the boys.
Yeah.
He's ranting that one time, where's your sister at? Go out and get her. That stuff. So I could see that.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, but that just adds to the difficulty of this whole situation. You just don't know which part of the timeline, if you like, is true.
That's what I
don't
have
know.
a problem with. I want a place I can start of fact.
Yeah.
And about the only fact we know of that day is when the call come into dispatch. Outside of that, I don't know how you can say you know anything.
Yeah. And it's when you hear the little bits of info, like you hear the snippets that say that one of the boys would turn around and says, oh, it wasn't my fault, Dad, or whatever. And you hear that Ali had said that Hunter wasn't himself after the day that he spent with Kent. And you just think, why are these little elements not being scrutinized over more? Because them little elements of the story are what are going to give you the key to it. why was Hunter not himself? If he went out and it was just this day where they went out and this happened, and why?
Right.
Well,
If the boy did say that, why did he say that?
I wonder about somebody went down there and filmed like a couple days after at Warriors, right?
Yeah.
When they went, there was twisted teas everywhere. I still wonder if maybe they didn't drink quite a few more than they let on.
I've always thought this as well, because people turn around and said that Candace didn't search for Summer. But has anybody thought that it wasn't that Candace didn't search, Candace couldn't search?
She might have been wasted.
Now, if Candace was off her face, she
Yeah.
wouldn't have been able to search. Even if she'd have wanted to get out there, she wouldn't have been able to.
Right.
Yeah.
Was what, like you say, did they have one twisted tea too many, and was she just off her face?
Yeah.
And that, which meant, did she go home, pass out? Summers then got that duration of time for something to happen, whether it be on the property or get away from the property and something happen.
Right.
Because even that, if she's given the time and she gets away from the property, you've still got to think that, yeah, we could be looking at an animal scenario further away. Because if she's got 3 hours, yeah, I'm sure she could wander off quite far in 3 hours, or
Right.
someone could pick her up off the property.
Right.
Someone familiar with the area, someone who is a bit shady, because there's enough of them.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to know if all the RSOs in that area, we know there's over 50 RSOs in that area, was all of them properties searched, and was all of them pulled in? Were they all interrogated?
Right.
For the if they're going down the route of the scent was gone down that track and the scent went, then that would tell you that there's a potential for either she's reached her boundary and come back, or she's been taken from the end of that track by car.
Right.
And then she'd be taken to a house. We know that there was neighbours around there that weren't allowing law enforcement to search their properties.
Now, do we know exactly who that was? Which ones?
Well, I believe that Jodie Sue at first did she? I thought she had herself refused them to be searching inside her property.
Yeah, I heard that, but didn't you?
I can't remember where I heard it though.
Yeah.
Seems like I always had somebody telling me they had heard it. I don't know. They
But
said,
there's a lot of things that can happen. That's what we've come to the conclusion. There's a lot of things that can happen, and like we've gone over it, we've got the information that we've got. I'm guessing that TBI have got all the information that we have and some.
Right.
And this, you can't, like I said in a video before, when you go to court and you finally want to bring the hammer down, so to speak, you've got to have something to do that with. You can't just go in there and wing it. You've got to say, right, we're going to court because this is what we believe happened, and this is the proof that's going to back it up.
why do you think the private eyes are so into searching instead of questioning people and going that route? Why do you think they're so into this animal attack theory?
I wonder whether it's not so much an animal thing. I think whether it is just that they still believe that Summer could be in the vicinity somewhere. I don't know whether
that's a way to explain searching without insinuating.
Yeah. It would, you can't. If you was to go out there and say, well, we think that something's happened to her.
Right.
You may get other people out there as well. You might get other people all of a sudden doing their own searches and wanting to do this, that, and the other. But if well, it's like our reaction to it when they've turned around and said, "Well, you think that was an animal?" Everyone's like, "Oh, fuck that! Let them get on with it."
Yeah,
They're clearly idiots. So it could have been a little bit of reverse psychology. It could have been a case of, look, we'll tell them we're looking because we believe it's this.
I hope you're right.
I want you to search. They seem to be searching on the same area as well. It's not, You know, they're not. There's a
Yeah.
vastness there that hasn't been touched.
I mean, so.
Well, it makes
You
you
know,
think
and-
there's a reason for that. There is
Yeah.
some reason they're liking that.
Yeah.
You would-
I wonder whether it's the Burler report. Now, for those people who don't know what the Burler report is, the Burler report is what they would have now had back off of the Subaru. Now, the Burler report on that Subaru is huge. That will tell you so many different things that you don't even realize it won't tell you. That can tell you whether the windows were open, whether the windows were closed,
Wow.
when they indicated, when they didn't indicate. It can tell you the weight in the vehicle. It can tell you where the pressure points on the seats were for the seat bag pretensioners. That can tell you everything.
It'll
So
tell them how
they-
many people was in the car too.
That's
right?
it, because of the seatbelt pretensioners work on a weight system on the seat, so there's a trigger mechanism in the seat platform. So well, that can tell you who's in the car. I can tell you who's in there. It can tell you pretty much anything. I can
I
tell
love
you when it
that.
stopped,
Yeah,
how
anything.
long it stopped for. Obviously, it's got GPRS location systems on there. So it might be that they know that the vehicle was in a certain area, or
You know,
but they will have had that back by now. They will have had that by now.
I was wondering, it'd take a whole year to get that back. That's crazy. You think they could?
It takes to get everything. It can take 6 to 8 months to do a full Burler report because of the legislation they have to go through in order to get it.
Gotcha.
It's like phone records, isn't it? You'd think it would just be as simple as ringing up the
Right.
phone company and saying, "Look, we want this." But
Yeah.
sadly, it don't work like that. That's where cases like John Benet Ramsey went wrong. Right from the start, they screwed that up because they didn't search the place properly.
Right.
You know, and you have got to be careful. They have got to be careful what they do. It's like when they go up onto the wells, when they very first went up there, they made sure that they had the permissions to be there and search every single place.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Because if they go onto a property and they actually do not get the permissions to search and then they find something, they cannot then charge them for what they found because
Exactly.
they haven't got permission to be there.
Right. Yeah. I think a lot of people don't
Funny.
get that either. You know, there's a lot of little red tape. If they screw up and do that, it's going to ruin the whole case. So they
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
be,
It's really scary. It's very
Yeah.
scary how things can go wrong very, very quickly.
Like Barry Morphew, like he got out of those charges. They didn't. Have
yeah,
to-
Barry Morphew, he seems like he might have pulled something off.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what he pulled off. He got pulled off because they arrested him too soon.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Now, whether Chris McDonough had any influence on that, I do not know. There's word on the grapevine that he potentially had something to do with the fact they pulled him in. I can't speak to how accurate that information is, but that's what I've heard. But yeah, they took him in too soon.
He can be recharged though, right?
It depends what they did when they went in there, what they charged him with.
Right.
Well, you can, but when you, the way I understood it was they could charge him, and then as long as it didn't get to the next step, it
That's
didn't
what I mean.
count.
It depends. It depends. But there's other things that he can do to counteract it. If he thinks that they're now onto him,
Right.
Right.
and they ask him specific questions that are detrimental to that case, that he now has time
Yeah, to work on.
to work round.
Yeah.
You know, it only takes someone. You know, he got a good lawsuit, got a good barrister behind him. You
Is
know,
that a
they will
lawyer?
get. I'm going to tell you a true story, right? This was a friend of mine. Well, I say friend. He was a dickhead. He used to be a friend, but he was an arrogant fucker. He was in the Marines, and what happened? He was doing a parachute jump, and he landed, and they made him run on his leg. So he got compartment syndrome in his ankle. He got medically discharged from the Marines, and he had like this prosthetic leg. And after that, he turned into a complete dickhead. He thought he was
Yeah.
the Terminator. But anyway,
Right.
cut a long story short, they were a wealthy family. And when he was younger, before the Marines, he nicked his dad's motorbike. And it was a big bike. Like, Mark was always into motorbikes, but he nicked his dad's motorbike. He smacked into a postman while he was wheeling at 70 mile an hour and a 30, killed him outright, and he walked free.
Wow.
He walked free. The barrister made it look like the postman jumped out in front of him.
Oh, my.
Really?
Yeah, and that's what money and that's what good law can get to you. He did get his comeuppance in the end, mind, because he did get killed on a motorbike while he was racing.
That's
So
karma.
what goes around comes around. But yeah, he walked. He walked, and there was witnesses, and it was flat out. He was pissing about on his dad's nick motor. And the day he was in court for that as well, he was in court for another. He was in a car where he took the driver's seat out of it and was sitting on the floor pan in the car because they were putting hi-fi and stuff in the car. But he'd got caught by the police, so they were doing him for that at the same time. And he walked out of court for both of them.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying JDTC and Harsh. I watched the report that law enforcement and TBI did this morning. Do you believe they are holding back some information on where Summer is or her remains? I think so. They seemed a little different to me this morning when I watched it.
They know
But-
more than what we think.
I think, and this is my take on all of this search situation, I think that they have found an empty grave.
Really?
Yeah. I think one of the very first searches, they found an empty grave.
Yeah, because EquiSearch says they think the body was moved.
Yeah. And that's what I think. And that's why I think that this is being kept quite in the vicinity of this area. Obviously, this is, and I'm sorry that we're talking about it because it's not, this does mean that we're looking at
Right.
this potential.
Right.
But that's what I think. I think potentially they have found an empty grave.
I could see that.
Yeah, because a lot. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of EquiSearch. I really do. I think they seem like professionals, good hearts. I like them a lot. And when the guy was Dave Rader,
Raider.
when he come out and said that he thought the body had been moved, that would line up with what you're saying.
Yeah.
And
that's what I think.
I really hope that's not.
Whether there was, I don't think at this stage there was any potential DNA there.
Right.
Whether they've found a hole that had been dug that, that, well, they know, they look at all this stuff, don't they? You know what a grave looks like. So whether they've found an area of ground that has been freshly dug up, but no DNA, because if they'd have had DNA, I would imagine that they would have pulled somebody in by now.
What do you think? Like the dog hit on it, probably.
Potentially, yeah. Potentially, or they've
just.
just come across it. They might have just been searching and came across it. You've got to think, if you're going to look at that scenario, then wherever it was would have had to have been accessible by foot anyway. So, even if it was semi-difficult, it would have had to have been somewhere where you would, when they do searches like this, like people think that they're just looking in the open areas, and they're not. These people like EquiSearch who are very skilled at what they do, they know the terrain, they know where to look, they know at places that someone with that mindset would look to go. And I think that that's potentially what those guys were looking for.
I think Ronnie Lawson takes it too far about his. He seems to have something against people searching. Like everybody, the terrain is so bad, he's worried about people getting lost and hurt and all that. And I just feel like he puts off such a bad vibe for wanting people to search.
Right.
And who else does that? The only time you would ever do that is if you think that the search is pointless, but there is a potential for somebody to get hurt, and then just say they had knowledge. They had knowledge, and like I say, they've perhaps found something, and they know that Summer's not over there, but they don't tell that person, and that person goes over there and searches. They then fall, die, hurt themselves, whatever, and it turns out that law enforcement knew something that would have meant that they were wasting their time.
Right.
There could be a lawsuit there.
Maybe.
So you think maybe the reason he's acting like that is because he knows
There's no point. He knows
Right.
there's no point in looking over there.
Yeah. Because he sure does discourage searching. I mean, if you listen to him today, I thought he kind of did it.
Yeah.
I thought Leslie Earhart wasted her time throwing digs at social media. I thought that was inappropriate.
Right.
You know, we get it, but I mean, you can't keep saying that. It makes you look like you're looking for a reason not to be able to solve the case.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
mention that every time.
I think
Social media calling in crazy tips. People are
you think
responsible.
they were fresh. You think they were fresh into the job. You know, the social media and people ringing in tips isn't a new thing.
You know
it's
what
like
I
when
noticed? On the third day when Dodd did his interview, they were already bitching about social media hindering the investigation after 3 days.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's odd, is it not odd?
yeah,
That
Yeah.
fast?
You'd be wanting to help, you know.
On that third interview, I'll play it. They're already complaining about rumors on social media.
yeah.
That's odd to me. It makes them look, to me, it makes them look incompetent, like they're looking for an out, a reason that they haven't accomplished it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But after 3 days, I was shocked by that. I remember, when I think back, I can remember Ronnie making comments, but I never realized that 3 days they were already making them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's odd to
Yeah.
me. Good. Philip Sloan, he thinks it's odd too. I knew it wasn't just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Grade Ronnie's paper. What do you give Ronnie?
What's that? Sorry.
Grade Ronnie's paper for us. What do you give him on just
Fucking hell.
just tear that shit up?
Let's start again. The problem is he's going to be complacent now, isn't he? He's been in that role unchallenged for that long. What incentive is there for him to do a good job? Because it doesn't really matter, does it?
It's not going to affect him. He runs unopposed.
Yeah, it doesn't. I've not seen him do anything. He looks like fucking Clarence Boddicker out of RoboCop. Walks out with them friggin' sunglasses on and
His amber visions.
yeah, and you just think, what the? I've not seen or heard him do anything of any, just anything positive. I'm sorry,
Right.
but I can't see any positive.
No.
What was the last thing he actually said what was the last thing he physically said in public? What, that they'd got attorneys?
Yeah.
Well, he
And then
was
walked up.
talking with Leslie this morning. He was in that.
Of any use, though?
Oh, I mean,
Probably
what do
not.
you think about that? Do you think he was just picking on him or trying to get something out of him by saying that? Do you think they had attorneys or he was just trying to
I think they had attorneys, but I don't think that's why he said that. Again, I think that was a push and release. I think he was trying to throw the cat amongst the pigeons there.
Yeah, I think so too.
And
And it
that's a
worked.
tactic.
It got Grandis to talk,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. They should have right from the very start pulled the whole lot in and questioned everybody individually.
Yeah.
And I still believe that is how all of these cases should be now. There should be legislation set in place that when there is a child goes missing, the people who are last with that child and the spouse partner of that person, they should all be pulled in, separated for the first 48 hours and interrogated.
I agree.
And the reason I say that is because I think if you're searching for a child, you don't need the parent searching.
Right.
Because the emotional stress, even if they're innocent of any wrongdoing, the emotional stress that they're going through, they don't need it. And they've got skilled enough people out there to do that job.
Right. Yeah.
But the information that you could lose on not doing it in the event that they have had something to do with it is massive.
Right.
Right.
Too many of these cases now are being ruined because law enforcement haven't got the balls to pull all of them apart and say, look, we've got to do it. I'm sorry, but we've got to do this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you know,
99
this is so we can. The first people that we want to clear when it comes to a child going missing is you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't want. We've seen in the past how people can be pulled apart if we don't, and we want you to be able to go forward without that stress. So the first 48 hours, by the end of it, we can go public and say that you are not to do with it. You are
Right.
guilty, and we have cleared you.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that's who's
And if
doing this. When there's missing kids, that's the reason they're missing. Is 99% of the time it's something to do with the parents.
And that's it. And that's all you need to know.
That's all
That's-
the reason you need to pull them in, hammer the shit out of them, keep them separated. You can't treat them with kid gloves when there's a 99% chance they're the one that did it.
No, that's it. And that's what people can't get their head round. They cannot get their head round it.
Right. That's like why you catch so much shit for questioning Brandy Neal.
That's it.
There's a 99% chance she had something to do with it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Or
it. You know,
Tyler and he
Tyler. It's Tyler. It 100% Tyler. You know, I can't. You can't say anything about the two questions there are with Brandy. Is she? Well, three things. They could be innocent. They could be innocent, but even in the event of them being innocent of direct harm, Tyler is guilty of
neglect.
allowing it to happen. That's it. That's best case scenario.
Right.
And then you've got Brandy. Is she stupid, or is she a liar?
Right.
Right.
And that's it. And that's it. And I can understand if someone is that much in love with their partner that they don't want to believe that they've done anything. They wholeheartedly believe everything they say. And don't get me wrong, I know people like that. I know people. I've got friends who, you know, they could tell their partners that they've been abducted by aliens, and their partner would believe them. I've got friends around me whose partners believe them that much.
Yeah.
Right.
So they are out there. There are people out there who will, if they say they didn't have anything to do with it, they didn't have anything to do with it, and that's it. And you're not going to tell me anything else. You know, that's why people get away with affairs and cheating for years. There's people out there who have got separate lives down the road, and that's how they do it, because the partners are stupid and they just believe every single thing they say. You know, they believe that you can go on 3 golf trips a week, and you know that's how they live their lives.
What?
But does she know? If she knows, then
She's got to suspect, right? She has to.
yeah. The only thing that makes me think is that she does know is that she's being very controlling over everything else. If she would have just said, "Look, you keep your mouth shut. I'm not having anything to do with social media. We just shut the doors and shut the fucking lot of them out. We don't need it." Which they didn't. They didn't need it. They didn't need YouTube as a platform.
Right.
They don't utilize YouTube for a platform to find Michael. The only thing they're doing on YouTube is fighting their name on YouTube, which makes absolutely no fucking sense to me.
No.
You know,
Right.
you're on a platform defending people's opinion of you on the platform when your child's missing. The last place that I would be is on YouTube if my child was missing, defending people that some are going to love you and some are going to hate you. That's
I
just the
agree.
fucking way it is,
Yeah.
and you're not even going to change it. You are
Right.
just going to, you're pissing in the wind because you're not going to change anything.
I think
And I
Don's
just
really
think,
bad at that.
yeah,
Don't you? Don really wants everybody to like him when he's on YouTube. You can tell that he's out there to sway your opinion of him.
the
Yeah.
pity party.
Yeah, that's the way he plays it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So, it seems like Brandy's a little more forward than Dawn, ain't she?
yeah,
More aggressive.
Yeah, I'm more aggressive, probably.
yeah, yeah.
Dawn will just
Someone put in there. I caught that. Someone said it vibes pure narcissism, and it is. It is narcissistic. It's that belief that you can even make people change their opinions. You can't. You're not going to. Just like what we started. We started this live this evening talking about the same thing. Us as creators and the way that some people will love us and some people will hate us. And that's in all walks of life. And for when I see creators supporting this narrative that people should love somebody or keep their fucking mouth shut, what are you talking about? Life don't work that way. And that they're causing it by being here. If you don't want people to talk about you, you don't want people to have an opinion on you, get off the platform. And it won't happen.
That's what burns my ass about Jody Sue is she stays on it, bitching about people on it. And then, she's sitting here, I don't know do you know how old she is? Mid-40s, I would guess, somewhere like that. And she's talking about the generational curse and, how her kids are doomed to be in poverty. I'm thinking, well, you're streaming YouTube 12 hours a day every day. That's not a very good example of how to rise up out of this generational curse she said we have. She acts like her son will never be able to go to college now. They won't have it. As soon as he applies, they're going to look on YouTube and see a video, and they're going to be like, no college for you. There was a YouTube video about you. You're not eligible anymore. Sorry. Generational curse holding you down again.
The only curse he's got is who his mother is.
That's the curse. Yeah.
She's done a hat trick job on him.
You're damn right. She cursed him by the role model she provided.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time trying to type stuff in the chat. I was going to tell you, we forgot to turn off the super stickers.
We don't want any super stickers or super chats. We thought it was off, so I apologize. Thank you for the thought, but
John did.
We didn't want to make it about that.
So, but thank you.
Because it's Summer's Day.
But thank you.
Right, Harsh?
Yeah, that's it. Do they have any questions?
I think we went over most of them. We did miss one about what he thought about if Dawn would be charged with Mary.
Oh, what do you think about the Utah charges? Coming, not coming? What's your opinion? You said
I personally, I can't see it happening. I can't see it happening criminally. I can potentially see there being a civil case because I think that Chris Muck get on everyone's nerves. I think he'll get involved, and I think he'll push her to go down the route of a civil matter. But I can't see them bringing criminal charges against him. I just don't.
You think he's getting out in August, right?
I think he's going to get out in August. Yeah.
That's just mind blowing.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking when I heard he was going to jail. I was thinking he was doing a year. I don't know what happened. Now August. That's
it was 6 months.
6 months.
And 6 months rehab.
No, it was 28 days rehab.
Oh.
Yeah. As
Right.
long as 28 days rehab, and that would then be released. That be took down to 180 days.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's crazy.
But he's got to be out to do the 28 days, right?
That's it, because they don't have the facility to do the rehab in where he is. So apparently he's again, I've been told by 2 people now, is that he's going to be going to a ranch somewhere and doing it as a private
Oh, like
facility that
Dr.
do it.
Phil type shit.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Dr. Phil.
But someone did rate. Well, I guess like a lot of people were saying, well, why does he need rehab? He's been in jail for 6 months. Surely he's had 6 months of rehab. But the truth is, he's probably had more access to drugs in there than he did when he was out.
They say I keep hearing he's in, what do you call it, by himself?
Solitary.
Solitary, yeah. That he's by himself in his own cell. What do you think?
Probably is.
Oh,
Maybe.
possibly. I don't know whether he'd be in solitary, whether he's in a
Protective
know how-
unit?
yeah, like
That's what I'm thinking it is, because there's people in there that's heard about the accusations, and
oh yeah,
People
100%.
with that reputation get protected custody, because
Yeah.
even criminals don't like that shit.
No.
About anything that involves kids now.
Hey, we're running late. Are you going to read your comments?
Yeah, let's do that, shall we? What do we got? I don't even know what the time is.
We got 9 minutes.
Well, it's what time is it here? Let's see,
7:51.
So it's, I don't know where you are.
12:51. Yeah, 12:51. So I've
Like-
got Brooke Dale. Brooke Dale says, "Dear sweet Summer, you have captured our hearts, and we are determined to gift you with justice. Sending prayers and blessings to you, sweet child."
No.
That's nice.
Harrison Greenfield. Summer, a beautiful, innocent girl who just vanished. You are in my heart every day, and I pray for your safe return. I'm trying to see who's in the chat as well, so to read them for the people who have come to join us. Hugh, I've got, unless something changes in the meantime, I will not be able to be around for this live stream. Just letting you know. You know when you feel like you should have perhaps ran your eyes over it before you start reading it?
Yeah.
Let's go. What do we got?
Thinking of Summer's Brothers by Hopelessly Inquisitive. Yeah, that's a nice thought. Definitely. I think about them a lot too. Keep them in your prayers.
Yeah.
Susan McMillan, I'm watching the UK. Thanks for staying up late with us, Susan.
Daisy Girl 1217. It's been a year since you have disappeared, but our hearts for you have only grown deeper. People all over the world have come together to try to find the answers to what happened to you. We will never give up. We will keep on fighting until we get the answers and justice that is deserved for your precious soul. You have touched thousands of lives with your beautiful smile and incredible personality, and we will continue to search until we get the answers that are needed to put your soul to rest. We also, as a whole, apologize for the horrible acts you have had to deal with. That is why we want you to see that we feel that see and feel that we love and care so much about you. You have made such a profound impact on us, Summer Moon Wells. You are so special. You are so beautiful, and we love you.
That was nice. Who was that?
That was Daisy Girl.
He's a daisy too. Well,
A lot of daisies on YouTube.
Yeah.
Don can do Candace's 12-step program. Step on the first step and fall down the other 11 steps. Then he regain consciousness. He'll be cured like Candace. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
State of his house, he probably thinks he's on holiday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's at the Hilton.
Yeah.
Don and Candace know the side eye and sly digs they give each other in the first video says it all.
Mm.
The first video is awkward as shit to me. Candace seems trashed. If we're being honest.
Mellow one. What's mellow one? See, the mellow one said above 2-part questions.
There's 2 questions. Yeah. I was going back. Let's see.
We need to back up and find them.
It's evident that the Wells are horrible parents, possibly SA offenders, but can they also be innocent of any knowledge of what happened this summer?
It's in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah,
Definitely.
certainly. Again, you've got loads of caveats with that, haven't you? You've got, could there have been an accident that Summer should have got medical assistance for, but they didn't because Don felt that there would have been evidence that could have led them to something else. You know, you don't know. You know, it could have been anything.
Yeah.
You know, not even it may not have even been SA as such. You know, if they're heavy-handed, you know, you don't know whether how did they discipline the children. You know,
Right.
you know, did Candace smack Summer on the bum when she was naughty? Did she have bruises on her arms? Did she have bruises on her back? You know, you don't know. You all of a sudden you've got a child who's poorly, and you're going to take him to hospital with handprints on the backside and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
You know, that's a good point. I've never really thought about that, but
Right.
it could have been that. It might not have been the SA thing. A lot of people think it could have just
No,
been
there was a photograph right months ago, and it was of one of the boys, and it was on Facebook, and he had bruises on his arms, obviously where he's been either dragged or lifted or slapped
Right.
across his arm, but there was a handprint across his arm. So they obviously did get physical. Now, did they with someone? I don't know. All I'm saying is it doesn't necessarily need to be SA for someone to think, hold on, we can't take him to, you know, the emergency room.
Right.
right.
You know, you don't know whether one of them smacked Summer in and she's fell over onto something and got abdominal pains or something, and they're thinking, oh, we can't bloody take it. That's you, where you smacked her and she fell over on the stair or fell down the stairs, or there's so many scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many scenarios, but you know,
I think-
we're trained when we're on social media to look at all there is on social media and believe that that's the little box, and
Right.
all the information that social media has thrown in is the only information, and it ain't the case.
Right.
Right.
It isn't the case.
Right.
You know, like people look at Don and they talk about the SA charges and things like that, but if you listen to how Don talks, it's like Don doesn't even realise that what happened back then is bad.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you've then got to think, well, what friggin' upbringing did this guy have? You know,
yeah.
was he himself abused in that manner?
Well, I mean, his dad would make things right when Don would do it. So his dad was awfully understanding of that behavior.
Yeah, and you just think that whole dynamic is just mind blowing.
Right.
But people just don't understand. I think that people find it hard when they have a specific mindset to feel that someone else is going to have the same mindset as them, and they can't grasp that some people's version of their world and what they know as normal is far outside of what your idea of normal is.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like they said, I remember there was Ricky Gervais had done a live, and he was talking about if animals could talk. And Ricky Gervais turned around and said, the downside is if an animal could talk, and even if it could speak English, you wouldn't understand anything it said. Because the way that it sees the world is so different to how you see the world that you wouldn't be able to have a conversation.
Right.
And I think that there's a degree of that with Don and the way that this family, they grew up and they interacted with one another. You know,
Well-
this bathing or showering with one another, this kind of that dynamic, if it did indeed happen. We don't know, but that's what we've been led to believe. And they thought it was normal. Another family wouldn't think it was normal. Another family would think that that was utter disgusting. There's such a spectrum of acceptance.
Well, it's like with Don, when he was on Voices Behind the Wall, he was talking about his daughter had been SA'd, and she took it like a woman. That shows you in his head he does not see things like we do.
No.
You know,
No.
it's like he was proud of her for not reporting it and putting somebody in jail. Like she was, in his eyes, it made her tough.
Yeah.
And that's so odd.
Yeah. But that's like when you listen to like serial killers and the Ted Bundy tapes and things like that, and you listen to these guys,
Right.
they don't see killing as bad.
Right.
They were that it was like they had to do it. They
Yeah.
were just wired to the point where if they didn't do something, it had a physical effect on them. It was like that releasing a valve.
Right.
And you
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
they didn't choose that. That is what happened. There is.
They almost seem like addicts. Like if they
That's
go
it.
too long before they commit another murder, it starts having a physical effect
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Hey, a woman that scared me when I was really little, and I'm hoping you've heard of this chick because I wanted to know if you have an opinion. Have you ever heard of Diane Downs?
Diane Downs. I've heard the name.
Oh,
She's creepy.
you have got to look into her. I think I'm going to make me a movie about her because she scares the shit out of me.
Definitely, the name rings a bell. So I've read so much stuff.
She was driving on a back road. She shot all three of her kids, drove them to the hospital, shot herself in the arm.
Try to act like it was.
Walks in the emergency room with her, where she was shot was wrapped, right? She had a towel and had wrapped it up. And her kids are bleeding to death in the car. And she's bitching at them about how bad her arms hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She made up a big story about it was a bushy-haired stranger attacked her on a back road. Her personality, you've got to see her. She does a lot of that. What do they call it when people smile and they're not trying to? It's
crazy.
like she's laughing as she's talking about the death of her children. You've got to look at her. Diane Downs, check it out.
Yeah, that's like Paris Bennett. Have you heard of the Paris Bennett case? He murdered his sister when he was only young.
Yeah.
And it's when you listen to that guy, he done it because he hated his mother. And when you think that he was a young boy, he was a very young boy, and he wanted to punish his mum.
Yeah,
that's what it boiled down to. And he said he was going to kill her, but he decided that wasn't punishment enough for her.
Yeah.
He knew that if he killed his sister, she would lose both of her children.
Yeah, that's awful.
He is the definition of psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird though. Diane Downs has been in jail since the 80s. She's up for parole now, and some of her parole hearings are on YouTube. And she's so out there. She's like, when I get out, I need you to send me to my parents' house. They're getting old. They're needing help. And it's like the whole time she's testifying like she's out and what's going to happen next. It feels like she's trying to put in their mind, like mind trick them into giving her, to letting her out. It's so odd to hear this woman talk.
Yeah,
You've got to see it.
Psychopath.
Yeah.
Really.
And this
I'll have a
30
look.
years later.
I will have a look, definitely.
Oh, you'll love it. If you like true crime, she's the scariest woman I've ever met.
She creeps me out.
Oh, there's a lot of movies. There's a Lifetime movie about her. I know you've heard of her. They're playing Hungry Like the Wolf when she's driving down the back road. You never heard of her?
Yeah, like I say, the name definitely rings a bell.
Yeah. Well, Harsh, we're already at 2 hours and 4 minutes. I think it went well.
That goes so quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Everybody have fun. We always do.
Yeah, good time.
Well, let's just see what happens tomorrow. What tomorrow brings. We'll see whether there's been any of the YouTube drama spill out into the vigils.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for some footage coming to me from the vigil. So
Everybody was really respectful in our chat, so I thank you guys.
Yeah. Everybody was very respectful.
mellow one
All right,
about the
that's
two
great.
boys. That's yeah, the Bulger case is. It's
Is there
bad, isn't
something?
it?
Is something happened there?
The James Bulger case. It was two lads who they
The
basically
railroad.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and they've subsequently got out. Yeah,
They've been
it's
out for a minute, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard,
That's
isn't it?
horrible.
Because when they're so young, I think it's difficult when you watch them go in and come back out. Like when I was younger, where there was a group of us and a girl who I knew and was very close friends with, she was actually murdered by her boyfriend.
Really?
She was stabbed to death, and he went inside for murder, and actually he's out again now. Well, I say he's out. He actually come out and then got put away for robbing a post office. But
Really?
yeah, he was she was stabbed to death.
wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe.
But yeah, I think it is hard. It's hard when you see them go through the entire process and out the other side. We always like to think that monsters stay inside, but the reality is that, especially in the UK, life isn't life over here. The justice system over here is very, very different.
Right.
It's 25 years is about the maximum sentence that anybody's going to get, and if they're on good behaviour, they're likely to get out in 14 years. And it's
It's awful.
that's just the way that the system works over here. And I've got friends who are in law enforcement. We've got family who are in law enforcement, and they always say, if you want to kill someone in the UK, run them over. You kill someone with a car in the UK, the maximum you'll do is probably 4 years.
Wow. You would think that would start becoming a problem.
Yeah.
Because I know when I was a younger man, if somebody told me I could take a certain person out and only get 4 years,
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
man.
Is
You'd
there
be
no
riding down the road like Skittles. There'd just be people popping off everywhere.
4, 8, 12. That is
But anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you all so we can let these good people go. Thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thank you guys.
Thanks for joining us too, Harsh. And
And you know me, I won't go on any other channel and do a live because I hate them. Even though I'm gonna start doing them on my own channel, but they are going to be limited. I will say when I do them, I'm probably going to keep them to an hour.
Yeah, our
And,
2 hours. We get
when's your first one?
The 30th, isn't it? I think the last Thursday of the because I've also done my live, so they work around your lives as well. So mine will be on the Thursday.
Thank you.
That's all right.
See,
And,
teamwork, man. People can get along, and we can make beautiful things together.
That's it. Teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
That's right. I got my mod wrench already too. I'm dying for that live.
That's it.
I'm gonna be
That's it.
timing out Brandy Neal like there's no tomorrow.
You think she'll be in
Bam.
there? Probably. Yeah, maybe.
Well, thanks for coming, buddy. I think we're gonna have a moment of silence for Summer, and then I'm just gonna log her off.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody,
I'll stay with you for that.
throw some prayers up, and we'll go ahead and start our moment of silence. All right, Harsh. Thanks again for coming. And I wanted to say, Summer, if you ever get to see this, we haven't give up. We're going to keep looking. We're going to keep trying. And hopefully one day you'll get to see all the people here and that across the country that we get that love you and want you to come home safe.
That's it. God bless.
See you, Harsh.
See you all. See you again.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Bye.